All right, what is going on? YouTube. We are live, grown woman talking tonight. What's up, ladies? How y'all doing?
Doing all right.
Good.
Live and in
All
color.
right, we live in color. We in the
Mhm.
building. We in the building. That's
Yeah.
what's up, y'all. Y'all. So, I know everyone is privy, because we talked about it on Grown Men Talking. And here we are tonight on Grown Women Talking. But I still wanted to kind of delve into the apology part of what Puffy said, Diddy, or whatever they call him, what he said to apologize to the world, because it wasn't an apology to Cassie at all, right? It felt like more of like he was definitely cleaning up his tracks. So let's delve into that real quick. I'm gonna play the quick video. Let me know what y'all think.
I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video.
Mm, mm. So, do y'all feel like he's taking accountability or full responsibility?
No.
No,
Mhm.
no.
Right. I
that a
was
full
just like, for
apology.
real.
Full apology. That's what I call that.
Full apology. That's the go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like,
So,
you're
what are
not
your
sorry.
thoughts about it, though?
It was trash, and he's
Yeah.
trash, and he could have
So
kept that
initially,
lame apology.
Mhm.
yeah. Go ahead.
It was crazy.
What we,
I felt like it was very disingenuous. It was very inauthentic.
Mhm.
I feel like, from what I understood, he was in Miami, maybe, or maybe he hit up Uncle Russ and ran over to Bali. But he it looked like a really bad acting audition. That's
mm,
what I saw. Like, he needed to grab his Raisin in the Sun remake acting skills and bring that into this apology, because that was pure doo doo.
mm.
Okay. Remake
Ooh,
acting skills and bring that.
sorry.
Somebody got the show playing in the background. What do you think about it, D May? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I was, I kind of laughed at it, honestly, when I first saw it. I was like, this clown. Like, sir, and who are you apologizing to? The world?
Mm.
For what? You dragged us, you hit us? Is that what you did? Yeah, I mean, you should be telling that to Cassie, not to us. And yeah, he's not, I don't think he's sorry, bro. I think he's sorry it's out. He's sorry he got exposed, and he's sorry that he's getting
Mm.
dragged everywhere. Like, people see you for
Mm.
who you are. That's what you're upset about.
Yep.
So now you're
Mm.
trying to reel it in, but there is no reeling it in.
I
Like,
don't even feel
there's
like
no
he's
hope for
really
you, sir.
upset about it at all.
Huh?
I said, I don't think he's even really upset that we know. I don't
Mm-hmm.
really think he cares. I think it was just a terrible PR move.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Mm.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Of course, definitely, he's trying to save face. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that's definitely gonna be a thing. The question I had to y'all though is this, right? The psyche behind it, the psyche behind, you know, the psyche behind a woman that will be in a situation like that. What I want to do is try to have the ladies give women that's currently going through a situation like that a little bit of encouragement to get out of it, right? So the psyche behind why a woman would put herself or remain in that situation, not put herself, but just remain in that situation. What are your thoughts on that?
So I think I talked about it before. Especially on a Sunday, you have to go check that out. But there's a lot of reasons why a woman stay. For like, if you want to talk about Cassie's situation specifically, and people that may be in her position like that, of course she wanted that fame at some point. Let's be real, that's what she was aspiring to. And then here is this mogul that
When you
has
say that thing, what do
interest.
you mean? What do you mean by that thing? What she want? What do you mean by that?
Her, she's going after fame.
Okay.
So, that was her focus, in a sense. And there's this mogul that's taking interest in her. And then she eventually, there in the court documents, he's referring to their relationship as Mike and Tina. If he's referring to their relationship as Mike and Tina, then he's down for that toxic stuff. And how's anyone to know initially, especially if there's been a lot of cover-ups along the way.
Right.
Girl, not Mike and
So
Tina. It was Ike and Tina. But I
sorry, Ike
understand
and
what you're
Tina,
saying.
but you know what I meant. You know what I
Mhm.
meant.
I
Yeah.
think
So
that portion of it, I really feel like she just wasn't equipped to deal with a situation like that. She was 19, even with her dating Ryan Leslie at the time, I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I'm just still, you know, hypothetically speaking, possibly we don't know of it not being a volatile situation like that because it was pretty much like Diddy saw her, he wanted her, and he took her. So it wasn't like I don't think she chose to be with him. I think he was like, I want that. And Ryan Leslie being Ryan Leslie, like he was a songwriter, he was a singer at one point. He didn't have the pull to be like, nah, this is my girl. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have the influence to be like, nah, this is my no, he couldn't do that. And her being 19, again, I don't think she was equipped to say no or say I'm not interested. I think she was just caught up in the glitz and glamour of it because she had things going on for her. It wasn't like she was just picked from obscurity. She was a model. She had a modeling contract with Wilhelmina Models. She had singles out already. So it wasn't like she didn't have her own stuff going on. But of course, yeah, meeting someone with that status, I feel like there could have been an allure, but I don't think she had any type of emotional or mental wherewithal to escape. So I think like once the abuse started, a 19-year-old is not going to be able to just be like, no, I'm out. I mean, even when you think about the things that was going on between Diddy or the Diddler, as I refer to him, shout out to Jaguar, right? To the Diddler, or you know, of how he treated Kim Porter. You know what I'm saying? There was abuse there. And then you have one of his other children's mothers, Maisha, something like that, Miss Song, something. I don't know how to pronounce that child name. She dealt with abuse. So this is not like a new thing. It was just the fact that he was dealing now with a much younger woman who I feel was more easily to and more pliable to control. Because you see, there was interviews with his bodyguard talking about
Mhm.
there was a point where Kim stopped dealing with it. Like she started fighting back.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I
they
saw the
started
bodyguards
tussling.
interview too. I saw that
Mm-hmm. So
bodyguard interview too, and it was, but I mean, he came forth. I mean, listen, there's a lot of things about Diddy that we've known for a while. Like I said, it's nothing new. You know, the bad thing is that guys with power, and that's what I was trying to get people to understand. He's a lot different than dealing with a Pookie or just the average Joe on the side of the street that
Mhm.
is that commits DV, right? Or commits acts of DV, I should say, right? He's a high powered man. So it's different to try to get away from stuff like that when you're dealing with a man to that degree. So I do wanna be more sensitive. I know a lot of people in this space, meaning that watch my channel per se, may have a different thought process about it and may feel like, well, what about the woman? And I'm not the type of man that takes away accountability from women, but I am a married man, right? I have a wife, I have sons, right? Which, if they were to do anything like that in this lifetime, me and them got some serious problems. So I do my best to raise my boys to be better men than that. So I am a little on the I understand where women are coming from side, and I do have a soft spot to that, which a lot of guys, like I said, on my side or in my space might not like. But D-May, what's your thoughts on it?
I just think that kind of sort of what's already been said is she was just young and impressionable and got involved with someone way older than she was, who, had all these connects and could advance in her career, something that she's passionate about. And I do think AB situations and, DV, I think that that's it's easier to not get into it as opposed to when you're already in it, getting out of it. So, after she had signed the deal, I'm pretty sure, I mean, she probably felt like, I mean, what could I do? You know what I mean? Like, here's this guy that I'm with at this point who kind of, in a sense, holds, could make or break her career because he had way more connects than she did. So yeah, I just think that, I mean, she was a kid and she just got into something that was way over her head, that she just wasn't prepared for. And it's unfortunate that it turned out the way that it did, but
Right.
yeah.
And even I think a part of the psychology of it with people in general, when it comes to AB situations, that Stockholm syndrome is a real thing. And I feel like people forget about that, where there is a part of your brain that when you're in those type of situations, you do feel some type of obligation or allegiance or loyalty to your A- AB user. Like, it doesn't make sense to the normal person or the regular person or the lay person that may not fully understand like those type of terms. But when you're in that type of situation, you're it's not just, oh well, I'm getting hurt, so let me just go. Like, I feel like one of the best examples of actually seeing it, or getting a better understanding of those type of situations, was Angela Bassett playing in What's Love Got to Do with It. And you saw that push and pull that she kept having between her and Ike, where it was like he would guilt her and make her feel like, oh, well, you're just going to leave me like everybody else. Because it was obvious he had abandonment issues. And you just using me to come up or whatever the case may be. And she's just like, I'm not like those other people. And there was a form of trauma bonding there, because she was dealing with her own abandonment issues from her childhood. So I feel like when I saw that movie and I was really young, I kind of didn't fully understand it, but watching it over, numerous times, like it's honestly one of my favorite movies. Getting to understand what a person that deals with AB goes through, where it's not just, oh, I'm just gonna leave because I'm getting hurt. It's the ties, the bonds that they make with the person that's hurting them. So I feel like when other people come into the mix and saying, oh, well, if that was me, I would have just left, or she obviously could have been that bad because she was still there, are not speaking from a place of not only empathy, but even trying to broaden their scope of understanding of those type of situations. I feel like when I couldn't imagine being a child in a household like that. You know what I'm saying? Or being a relative of someone dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like some people just talk from a place of, honestly, to me, it's ignorance. Like, just to speak like that is like, have you not, and even if you never seen it, can you not empathize with the victim? Can you not understand? Like, that man kicked her like she was a field goal. Okay, he was dragging her like a rag doll. She was trying to leave. What, we don't know what happened behind those doors, but she was obviously trying to leave this place. She was trying to leave the hotel, and instead, you could imagine like the fear that she was probably feeling. Like, okay, if he could do this to me when I'm trying to leave, I just got this little caboodle, this little bag, this little runaway bag, and I'm wearing a hoodie. Imagine what he was doing to her behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he went
Mm.
as far as he did to try to, you know, oh, let me just throw some money at the hotel and get the copy of the video. Like, this man obviously felt like he was above the law and thought throwing money was just gonna make everything go away. And
Right.
obviously it didn't.
So this is
Right.
why
Right.
I also encourage reading the court documents, because the court documents shed a light on her view and what her accounts of that relationship with him, because that video itself is in the court documents, but then there's more that's in the court documents, more than that video. The video's account, it talks about that even their first kiss was forced on her. She was not even like, seeking for all of that. Then there was also, he put it in a way where she kind of was circled, like in his circle, under his wing kind of thing, and promises of getting her where she needs to be kind of thing, while persistently pursuing her. So he was doing
Right.
all of that in the meantime, and there were other, things that happened, cars being ablazed and things like that. There are so many different accounts, and people are wondering why she didn't think that it would be safe enough to leave. If this man can pay off how many places for incidents, and all his staff around him could be so quiet when all these things are going down, what makes you think that she will leave and think that her life, her family's life, and this was in the court documents too. She mentioned this. She mentioned that in the court document.
So y'all, I don't even know how he can live with himself, man. Listen, the crazy part is, I don't think he's like, feels remorseful about this at all, right? Because even after that court case, there's a video of the initial before, the AB situation happened. There he go.
Taller than ever been, looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing.
The mindset is, you know what you did beforehand. Now, here you go, and you're basically making light of that whole situation. That's crazy. Your lady fresh. What is good? What is good? She is in the building. You basically hijacked her from a relationship she was in. Yeah. And you know what's so crazy? I just learned that. Just explain that to me before we got on the stream.
Yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
It's all in there. And
Ooh,
on top
Mr.
of
Steal
that,
Your Girl for real.
yeah. And my thing is, on top of that, he's talking about in this apology about change. I didn't really get to talk about the apology when you guys were talking about it, but he's talking about change, and he's getting the therapy and whatnot, and God be on him, and whatever the situation is, whatever the wording is he used in that, all false anyway. But he said all of that, but not too long ago he was saying all these allegations are false. So when was that therapy between that and this being released?
Right.
So then that apology came out due to the release.
Oh, 100%.
So how sincere is that? How is that supposed to be taken?
People are never really sorry about it. Go ahead, D.
Yeah. Oh no, you can go ahead and go.
No. Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
Didn't I hear something about he like fake booked her a gig out in Miami, And he just really, because at the time she was dating whoever she was dating, he really just got her out there so that they could be alone. I guess this was before they got together. But yeah, he did, like, he was doing
He
weird,
did a lot.
crazy things, like really going to that extent to get her away from her boyfriend at the
Yep.
time. Like,
Yep.
for real?
And
Sir.
the car blazing, that happened too with her, with one of the people she was dating. The car was set ablaze.
I did hear that.
And those were, that was fear. I mean, she's seeing this stuff happen. How is she going to think like, okay, he's targeting everybody that's trying to, you know, get me away from him or keep me away from him or take my or whatever the situation is, and he's targeting them. So let me keep them safe.
Yeah, fear tactics.
Definitely using fear tactics, and I think that's the part of it where people are not understanding. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we didn't need to know all the details of this situation. And I feel like the fact that we do, and people are still with the campaigning of, oh, well, what about her? And what about this? And he's what? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I think
That's why I say that's irrelevant. Like,
it
the point
doesn't
is,
make sense.
yeah, it's what happened, right? You know, like I said, I'm definitely not I believe all women type of guy. But if the evidence is clear as day in front of you, you can't refute that. You can't turn around and say, oh, well, what about it? None of that matters. It doesn't matter if she was taking something, if something was in that bag, which I had a full-on argument on another channel about that with this guy. That stuff doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she was trying to break up with him. It doesn't matter if she cheated on him. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. The fact is what he did. That's the problem. That's where a lot of people, you know, they need to start seeing for what it is, because I guarantee you, if it was your family, you wouldn't feel that way. Because it wouldn't matter what your family member did. You'd go crazy on them. You know?
Yep.
So, wow.
And then,
wow.
And I don't understand how
there's a lot
people
of,
can. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jess.
well, I was just saying, like, even in the court documents, they talked about all his control tactics. If you're dealing with such a controlling, manipulative person, you got to consider why she didn't leave. He brought a whole apartment not too far from from where he lived for easy access. He could even move her into where he was, and they were dating. But he just wanted for him to be able to do whatever he wanted to do when he wanted to do it, and bring her and have her close by for whenever he wanted to use her. You know, it's a lot of stuff where.
And that's a part of it, where when you're someone that has so much access, right? You have so much money and power and influence, the rules of engagement change. And that's the part of this situation where I feel like a lot of people are not understanding and turn into victim blaming instead of thinking, again, you have all this money, you have all this power, you have all this influence where you can pay off cops, you can pay off hotels, you can pay off,
doctors,
you know, your staff, and all of these people to just go along with it, whatever shenanigans you want to do. And then the statute of limitations, because this is the law of our land, can at this point, okay, yeah, it comes out, PR, let me apologize and move on. But I'm not going to see jail time. Who cares? Y'all get over it. I'm still a billionaire. That's basically what that previous video showed. Okay, I'm gonna throw her a little, you know, $30 million. So what? Who cares? I'm gonna go to Abu Dhabi tomorrow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it was giving. Like, I really don't care. It's really not that serious to me. And one of the things I will say that I think is possible with that settlement is he probably cannot publicly speak on her. That's why I think maybe he didn't say her name in that apology. But even still, I feel like if that was within that settlement, he could have said her, he could have said he could have made some implication that he was talking about her without saying her name. And that's the part of where I'm like, you still ain't getting no brownie points for that. That was still trash. But I feel like that could have been the reason as to why he didn't say her name. But
And real quick, and true accountability would be him the kind of stating, I know I said that allegations were false before, and I pulled that back. As you can see, because he's only talking about, like, when this all came out, he went hard on allegations were false. So then, even if he addressed that he was in error for saying that, he shouldn't have said that. You get what I'm saying? That's an acknowledgement and accountability. He didn't do that.
Right.
No. And what's crazy is I saw another interview like years ago that he did with Ellen, and she was talking about the Chris Brown and Rihanna situation. And she was just like, I would never promote a woman going back to a guy that abuses her. And his face looked so uncomfortable. Like he was stammering as he was responding to that statement. And it was like, well, I don't think anybody should hit anybody. And he shouldn't, but we don't know what's going on. It was just like, and then he tried to like deflect by saying, can we dance? Like, can we dance? It was just like, it was obvious that there was something going on. And granted, that video went viral when that came out. Ellen's problematic as well, but we're not gonna talk about that person today. But she's definitely problematic. But it was like, you could tell like something was going on. And it's crazy because even when GMT talks about, we know all these things about the diddler, and I'm just like, the only thing that I knew about him, the things that I thought about him was like, okay, he's definitely a scammer. He's a scammer. He scams all of his artists. You know what I'm saying? He's a person that's all about his bread, and he doesn't care who he got to roll over to do it. And I have my thoughts about him and being behind a lot of things when it came to Biggie and Tupac's demise. But I didn't think about anything concerning, honestly, him being an A-B'er. You know what I'm saying? Especially, and that's the part that's so crazy to me. It's like, I feel like it would have went a whole nother different direction if we heard it was Jennifer Lopez. That's what I really feel. Like, if Jenny from the block had said, oh my gosh, I got this black guy from Diddy. Oh no. It wouldn't even, that man would
Yeah,
have
but you
been
got to keep in
locked
mind,
up.
like, so J-Lo had a different level of power too, right? She had a different level of influence in the music business as well. So that wouldn't have rolled over.
Big as hell.
That's it. What? Babe, you don't remember
You think
Jenny from the Block?
she was not as big as him? Maybe like
Baby,
as far
she
as the
definitely
actress
was. Hold
in
on, babe.
Hollywood.
Hold on. That's huge. So when you say maybe as, that's huge. So J-Lo is known around the world for
As an
many
actress.
things, as an actress and also an artist, for both. Even though her singing was trash, I'm sorry, Corey. Corey, you my dude. I know you produced the majority of her records, but she was trash. But at the end of
I
the
never
day,
gravitated to it.
at the end of the day, there was millions of people. She sold millions
Yeah.
of records. I know my man made millions of dollars working with her. J-Lo was huge, and she was a household name. You know what I'm saying? So she came with a different level of power than Cassie. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Cassie wasn't a nobody, but she definitely wasn't on a J-Lo level. So when if anything were to happen, see, that's the thing, right? I'm not gonna claim to know that to act like I understand the psyche of those type of men, but I do know that most people that are, you know, those AB type of guys, even women, you know who to do that to. You know what I'm saying? You literally could know your victim and take advantage of the person that you know you can get away with things with. Trust me when I tell you, there's a reason why this went under the carpet for so many years. That couldn't have happened to a J-Lo. It couldn't have. It couldn't have, that couldn't be a Beyonce. It couldn't have been those type of women at
Well, there's some
certain
stuff
levels
going
of
on
power.
about Beyonce now. We ain't go to delve in that, but I definitely
That's
heard
another
some things
that's a
about
that's a that's
about
another
Beyonce.
story. But
Hmm.
what we saying is that it couldn't have went there, right? So regardless, I don't know what all that's about, but that couldn't have went there. That
I
couldn't have
mean, we
went
could
there
talk
with a
about it.
person of
You want to talk
no,
about it a
we
little bit?
not, because
Oh,
I don't
okay,
know
because we
anything about
could.
it.
Oh, I could tell
But
you. Right.
that's not the topic, babe. So so that's the thing, right? So if we know that certain type of men understand their victims, just like certain type of women also, because I don't want to take away from the fact that men go through this as well. I was watching
Mhm.
something, and this is not to take it away from women, but what I found, what I was looking at was a study from Pew Research, and they were talking about how many men go through DV as well. And it's slight DV, right? It's not the DV that a lot of people would think like, oh, you're just beating up on me. It's I'm sitting here playing my video game and your girl, wants to talk to you and you're paying her no mind and she slaps you in the face. Or, just the little things like it's okay for a woman to hit you. So I'm mad at what you're doing right now and I'm gonna just punch you and you're not gonna do nothing about it. And
Not for
men
nothing.
take
I'm
Mhm.
sorry. I wanted to say something just quickly about that because I have seen on social media, especially like between IG and TikTok, where that is almost like made as a joke. And I've never thought that. I don't understand how people find that funny, but it's a part of like that young culture where it's like she'll hit him in the head or mush him or like it is that kind of like it's like roughness, but it's like the guy kind of just laughs it off or like like what I'm talking about, like those little skits that people do like
Yeah,
on TikTok or IG, but it's
I've
the
seen
woman
it.
like hitting the guy or pushing
Aggressive.
him or
Hmm.
and it's like, what is this? Like, this is supposed to be normal? Like, this is cute? Like, what is going on? So I think there's a part of it that's within our society, especially with the younger generation, where these things are becoming acceptable with them. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that also needs to be touched on and addressed because again, this is our future. This is the younger generation. If they're seeing or they're making skits like that or reels for laughs and for clicks, to some degree they're going to think it's okay to be in a relationship where your girl is hitting you, you know what I'm saying? Or
Hmm.
pushing you in the face or mushing you or slapping you or like that ain't cute. I don't even understand that. So
So
I just
on
want to
on
touch
that
on that.
research that I looked at, right? What they found was even a lot of your average DV cases, they found that usually a lot of women are aggressors. So they'll hit the
Mm.
man, they'll do things, and the man will hit them back, and then they'll turn around and say, "Well, of course,
Do the
who's
Karen
going to
cry.
jail?" Right. So who's going to jail naturally? It's going to be the man. So a lot of cases they found looking at these studies that I looked at for a few research is that. And that's why I say, you know, um, definitely not the case. And I don't want anyone to misconstrue. I'm not saying that that was Cassie's case at all, at all. So don't come for me in the comments because I'm not saying that. What we're talking about is something different, right? We're talking about different levels of AB that happens
Mhm.
in society, right? Because I don't want to just keep it on Cassie and Diddy, because what I want to do is bring awareness to it in different ways, right?
Hmm.
And to say what the average person goes through, the average woman goes through, you know, because 100%, like I said, I've seen it both ways. You see where the men will be the aggressor, right? For men, in no instance do I feel like it's right. And honestly, I feel like if it boils down to you having to protect yourself, you protect yourself, right? meaning that you do something like give her a nice little squeeze, stop touching me, stop putting your hands on me. You do things like that. You can't overpower a woman for the most part, unless your woman be in the gym all the time. She got a strong back. But if for the most part, most men can overpower a woman. And if you know that you can, then I don't think you should go crazy on a woman just because she's hitting you. I feel like you can do things to subdue her. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And what's so crazy is you still might go into jail for doing that. You still might go to
Confusing.
jail for grabbing a woman a certain way and she don't like it.
I feel like now being a mother of a son, I think my thought process is more like get out, run, okay? Run like Joseph in Potiphar's house. Just run, get out. It is not safe. You are in danger. Do not stay in no kind of way. Don't touch her. Run. Take your
That's
bag.
easier
Take your
said
little.
than done.
I feel like
That's easier said than done,
I'm
though.
not saying, because I'm sure there's situations where the woman could like block the door or try like just scoot
Yeah.
out the way and just get out. Like, do not stay in that situation. I feel like there's been situations where men will stay and do like what you said, like subdue or, let me hold her or something like that. And I feel like the best thing to do, I'm saying if I was a dude, I'm running and then I'm going to call the cops.
But
I'm
where
going
you
to call
gonna
the
run
cops.
to? So, all
I
right,
don't
I'm gonna give
care.
you.
As
I'm gonna
long as
give
I'm
you. I'm gonna give.
outside, I'm not going to
Hold
stay.
on,
I'm
hold on.
not going
Who
to
said
stay
you're
in that
gonna be
space.
outside? Most DV cases don't happen outside. So here's the
What it,
thing, right?
no,
Is
I'm
that
saying run outside. So if you're inside, I'm running outside.
yeah,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
you
Like
have
if
to
you in
get
the
to that door to run. You got to get to the door to run outside. So here's the thing, right? I've been through that before
all right,
myself.
be careful.
I was living in Massachusetts. Yeah, I was living in Massachusetts, right? And the woman that I was with, dating at the time, I wanted to leave. I wanted to break up with her. I said, "Yo, it's over." Tried to walk out the door. She didn't want me to walk out the door. This woman started hitting me on the way out the door. Okay, I'm outside now. Guess who's following me outside with all my belongings in my hand trying to run out the door? All right. I get to the car and I'm like, yo, move from the door. She was not trying to let me in the car. So, same thing. She starts to hit me in the face. I grab her, gave her the bear hug, chill. We both slipped though and hit the ground. I looked up and I saw somebody on the phone. Instantly, I knew I was getting arrested. Instantly, I knew I was getting arrested. So, like I said, and I got arrested. So, like I said, it's it's a thing where we know that it's easier said than done because it might sound like men could just run. How far are we gonna run? Where are we gonna go? What are we gonna do when we're trying to get away and you're not allowed to? That's why
But
sometimes
but
it
this
is
is
good
what
to
I'm
put.
saying. Even within that circumstance, right? Because every situation is going to be different. You did the right thing. You left. You know what I'm saying? You left the situation, you left the premises. Now, again, the part of it what I was adding and what I would do if I was a guy in that type of situation is I would get on the phone and I'm going to call the cops. And I'm going to say, I'm at this residence, I'm trying to leave the premises, and I'm being assaulted by my then girlfriend. Please send help. At this point, like, I wouldn't wait, even if the neighbors or any onlookers, or even if that woman is calling the cops on me, I'm calling the cops too. So now you have my voice on a recorded line to advocate for myself. That cannot even be not admissible in court. So that I feel like
So,
that's the part of it where it's like some men don't do that.
so we don't. We don't. You're right. I was you're 100% right. A lot of men don't do that. We are not the ones to call the police because we have a mindset on how that looks. So we'll just try to leave and that's it. Plus, I don't think most men want the woman that is doing that to get locked up anyway. Our mindset is more, yo, let's just let me leave, man. Let me get up out this house. Let me get away from you. We're not trying to get a woman locked up for being an aggressor for the most part, unless she like literally had a weapon and tried to hurt you with that. That's when most men are like, all right, you're crossing the line right now. But in most of those cases, we don't do that. So, with that being said, it's a lot easier said for a man to just leave. We do know also if I get on the phone with the police, the likelihood is I'm still gonna get locked up. There's
I just
millions of
feel
cases right now of men getting locked up, no matter what happens. They
no,
always
and
chooses
I
the woman word
understand that.
over
I feel
yours.
like when it comes to the charges, though, because if you're on the phone, again, if you're calling 911, it's a tape line, and they're gonna hear you. They're going to understand, like, okay, this person is calling for help. So even if, let's say the cops get on the scene and now they have in their records to show 2 phone calls, maybe 3, maybe 4, whatever the situation is called, for this address, for this situation, they have to come to the discernment. And I understand that sometimes the police discernment is not always correct, right? But I feel like that at least gives you some leverage of advocating for yourself. That's what I feel like. Again, going back to now being a mother of a son, Jess, you have a son. It's like, okay, you as a father gonna say something that, your son's father gonna say whatever, but as mothers, I'm gonna tell him, you need to get out, you need to run, and you need to pick up the phone and call 911. Don't call your little friend, don't call me after. Call 911 so you on a tape line. I need you on a tape line. That's what
D-May,
I need her screaming in the background. I need her
what's your
like,
take
yeah.
on this, D-May?
Yeah, sorry. I mean, yeah, I do think that it seems like kind of like no matter what the situation is, the man is always, even when the woman could be at fault, like it always kind of falls on the men. Um, and I mean, I know it happens both ways as far as you got men that are ABs and women that are ABs, but I mean, it's unfortunate because that's not always the case. And if the man is, you know what I'm saying, like reprimanded for something that he didn't do and it was the other way around. And then sometimes you got situations where the woman even lies and says that. So then it's like him versus her, you know what I mean? Like who do you think the judge is gonna ultimately favor? The woman. And it's unfortunate when she is the AB and he was not, and he was the one getting,
Right.
messed up. So
Right.
I don't think that's right. And
So,
it's huh? Okay.
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah,
You
no,
say you
I
don't
was
think
gonna
that's
say it's
right
just
and it's
unfortunate.
unfortunate?
Yeah.
Yeah, because in
Especially
my
when it
in
comes
my
to our
ins-
black men,
in
I
my
can't even lie. That's a problem
oh,
too.
so in my instance, what happened with me? Guess what the judge said when we went to court? She told the judge straight up. She said, "Listen, he didn't touch me. He didn't hit me. No, she said he didn't hit me. Sorry." So the judge was like, "Well, why are we here?" And then she was like, "But I didn't like the way he touched me." So the judge was like, "Yo, do you want to pursue this still?" She said, "Yes." I had to go 1 year probation. I had to do anger management classes and all the above just off of something that she admitted in court that I didn't do. But just for the sheer fact that I touched her, even though she was the aggressor, I had to go through that. So I get what y'all are saying, and I definitely understand you, hon. But when men have to deal with that, and unfortunately, we could only pray that our son would never have to go through that, right? But it's a real part of life that in America that men go through. So um, I did want to shed light on that as well because
Yep.
men go through it, and we just don't get any type of sympathy towards that, which turns you hard. And understanding that you don't really feel protected when it comes down to any type of laws, court systems, when you're just kind of like, especially a black man in this country, it hurts. It hurts, and I'm speaking from the male perspective. you know. But I do also want to shed light on y'all perspective as well. Why do y'all think that women, and not in high profile cases like this one, but the average woman, why do y'all feel like she has such a difficult time finding the strength to get out of those type of cases?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of it is our community structure nowadays because, you know, I feel like a lot of our women, when we talk about like on the psychological end, we're dealing with self-esteem, we're dealing with self-worth, we're dealing with a whole lot that is not being addressed nowadays. So, when we even see like people promoting such artists, like even, and I always bring this one up because she's mad blatant, Sexy Red and all that stuff, and this is like things that are promoted in our culture and all that, rather than stigmatize. When you hear a lot of single mothers who are like, I don't care, I'm mom and dad, whatever the situation is, when not realizing that the family structure is the best foundation for a better outcome, or an attempt for a better outcome. It's not, nothing's ever guaranteed, but it's a better chance at. We have this whole culture that's always going against a lot of these fundamental ideas, and then we expect the best outcome from it. So we have these broken young women going into these relationships, half the time seeking love from places where they shouldn't be seeking love, or trying to complete a part of themselves where they shouldn't be going to complete, and then they kind of get stuck and don't, and may not think that they deserve any better.
Mm.
And then they kind of stay there, and then they may also go through the whole, okay, maybe if I try to do this and this better, hopefully he'll be okay now. And then it's like a prolonged thing, so I don't know, I just think it's the structure of society now. That's my opinion. Mute.
Can't hear you. You're muted.
Sorry about that. D-Mac, why do you feel as if women in those, not such a high profile case, just those average cases of women that are actually in AB situations stay?
I think it could be a few factors. No, I've heard some people say that they equate love with being a B. I don't know where that
Mm,
mindset came from. But I've actually heard that, and I don't know if that stems from something that the person experienced within their own childhood, and or something that they viewed maybe within the relationship between their parents. Um, but yeah, I think that's definitely some type of like psychological thing. Um, and also too, kind of like almost what Jess said, is kind of, I feel like, and just probably in relationships in general, sometimes like a woman will like almost like try to prove to herself, okay, well, if I can do this, or if I stay, or if I, whatever the situation is, try to like ride it out, he'll change, right? If I'm the one, like I want to be that one to like change that man. You know what I mean? And it's almost like it becomes a self-esteem thing, where it's like, well, I want to prove that I'm worth it kind of type, which is really, really dangerous. That could take you down some really, really bad roads. So I think it
mm,
could be intertwined with several of those things actually. So
right. Okay, what about you, hon?
Honestly, I would definitely echo what just touched on, and ND as it pertains to a complex with self-worth. I think that has a huge it is a huge factor as to why a lot of women deal with those situations. I feel like this is not something new as far as what we're dealing with now. I feel like, obviously DV and AB situations have been going on for decades. I feel like because of technology, more things are coming to light. But um, as far as those type of situations, I can't lie and say that I haven't heard that sentiment before. Well, if he doesn't, I don't know if he loved me if he don't hit me. You know what I'm saying? I've heard that, but that was from an older generation. So I feel like that sentiment has echoed in a different way to the younger generation, where now what's the girl name? Young Miami. That's who he's with now.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think
She's
he's
been
with
on.
her.
Well, she was
Or
with him or
one of them.
whatever the situation was, because they was together. Um, she went online and she was like, "Don't make me have my man basically, make you do something sec in a essay type of way to me." So it was like I feel like it's just changed, but the underbelly, the undertone, the foundation of it is still the same. It's still having issue with how you really feel about yourself, how you value yourself as a woman, and some men seeing that and preying on that. Like, oh, she don't know how pretty she is, or she don't know how smart she is, or she don't know. So let me just come in there and just snatch her up and mess with her mind. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And I feel like there's definitely men out there from a long time ago that prey on these type of women and are actually predators in that type of way. So I feel like women have to work on that, work on the
Mm-hmm.
self-esteem. And I think there needs to be a balance, because I feel like we've had the conversations of the strong woman, and sometimes confidence and strength can be misunderstood, where it's like you could be strong in the sense of I'm strong in myself, I'm strong in my fundamentals, in my ideologies, in my moral
Mm-hmm.
compass, but I'm confident. I know who I am, and I'm not going to allow somebody to break me down. But some men can look at that and say, she thinks she's all that. She thinks she's this boss chick. She's this and that, and she's unattractive. And I think there is a dichotomy to that, where some women may not understand how to balance that. How can I still be this strong, confident woman, but also be this feminine, docile woman? I've had those conversations with women where they don't know how to balance that. So I
Well,
feel like
femininity
that
is power. Femininity is power. Femininity is strength. A feminine woman could get a man to jump in front of a car for her, right?
that
That
Mm-hmm.
that that could be true, but also if you're too soft, and if you're too if you it, well not when I and that's why I feel like sometimes these words can be interchangeable. If you're too easygoing, if you allow certain things to slide, some men can take it and run with it, and then try you, and then put you in a situation where you could end up being in an AB situation or a DV situation.
right.
And that's the part of it where it's like we need to have the conversations with our young women. We need to deprogram the ones that are in the older generation, our age and older, to say, this is not right, right? This is not healthy. You should want more for yourself, and not expect like this thing to be normal. Like, don't normalize it.
Mm.
And I think once we have those conversations and have that transparency, then we can see some changes, because um I think self-esteem plays a huge part in that, and also the rhetoric that we regurgitate within our society, within social media. We need to be careful of how we're spinning things. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to the opposite, and when we was talking about with some of the younger generation doing the stuff with the skits and the reels or whatever about, oh, well, let me just hit him in the face, and guys thinking that's okay, that's normal. Oh, she's mad. Oh, it's a cultural thing. Some of these things be cultural. You see that in the West Indian culture. You see that in the Latin culture, where some women being like that is, it's like, she's just being a woman. Or for some guys to be like that, he's just being a man. That's what they do. And it's not okay. We have to deprogram ourselves.
Yeah. All right. So listen, it was a good topic, and I'm happy that we were able to shed light on that. I wanted to talk about it on both fronts, and also shed light onto to our best knowledge of the psyche of why things like that happen. I would love to get a psychiatrist, I'm sorry, on the show with me one time. So I'm gonna make that happen just to kind of dig a little deeper into this, because it's an important topic that I feel needs to continually have a light shed on it. So, with that being said, still not going to discourage us from getting married, right? So, I got to promote my show, Meet to Marry, y'all. Meet to Marry. We putting it in the works. Here goes a quick intro for it, y'all. Stay tuned. Yo,
That look good.
I can't wait.
That look
You know
good.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little
And
cameo with Jess.
yo,
Yeah, a
you
little
saw
cameo.
Jess made her debut. She made her debut. Professor made his debut. We outside, yo. We outside.
Outside.
Live.
Finding
All right,
love.
y'all. So just
Meeting to
stay
marry.
tuned for Meet to Marry. Meet to Marry. Stay tuned. So let's enter the next segment of our show called Cap of the Week.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No.
That will never not be
All
funny.
right. So check this out, right? Check that out. We got a 63-year-old pastor defends his marriage to his 18-year-old bride. 18-year-old bride, 63. She's legal. But anyways, let's keep going.
You now. And I wish some of y'all would mess with my wife, Jordan. Talking about what you gonna do if you see her. Well, you will see me on the news. Let me just tell you that right now.
What you gonna do for that wife?
About what you gonna do if you see her. You better walk by and say, praise the Lord. That's what you better do. Cause that's my wife.
Yo, that's his wife. That is his wife. So, ladies, what do y'all think about that, yo? A 63-year-old man. Huh?
I'm sorry. He's talking about.
Go on, girl. Go on.
I just said Grandpa need to be on the news, bro. Talking about y'all gonna see him on the news. No, you need to be on there now, sir. That could be your granddaughter. I don't understand. Get down, girl. That's crazy, y'all. 63 and 18. I'm disgusted.
Here's the thing. I've actually went deep into the story before.
Oh.
He was the principal or some administration at the school that she attended at some point. So there's grooming going on there. It's nasty.
Wow.
Nasty. Now, I understand with the whole like older men wanting a younger woman kind of thing and whatnot, like, you know, but 18 and there's alleged allegations that there may have been grooming before she was 18.
There obviously was. She did not wake up one morning and say, "Ooh, I want to marry a 63." No, you do not want to marry Pop Pop. You don't want to be smelling Ben Gay and dishing out his Geritol. You don't want that. Who wants that? You just finished high school. You trying to be, you know what I'm saying, going to HBCU or whatever. You trying to get your swerve on. You did not wake up and say, I wanted to be with homeboy from the Boondocks.
Not all women want to see, and that's the thing that I say about our sisters. You want to be 18, get their groove on, become these high-powered women other than being wives. Some women are taught to be wives. They're taught to it. Listen, obviously her parents are okay with it, right? And the thing
they
is,
didn't have to sign nothing off. She was 18.
She 18?
Or not. We don't know. But we do know that in situations like this, some parents are okay with it. So if that's the case, you know, she obviously was bred and taught to be that way. You never know, right?
If we're going to sit down and we're going to look at these Mormons, I'm no shade to the Mormons, but shade. Doing that out in the Utah and the Montanas and all that, out all the way over there on the other side of the country. If we looking at them crazy and sideways, we cannot sit down and think that's hot. That's not hot.
When you
that's
say
not
who,
okay.
When you say we, who's we?
We as a people, as a society, people look at Mormons like they're weird because they sit down, have these old men having teenage brides, having the parent consent, or having, you know, they're 18 now, but most of them be mad young.
I don't know. I don't know much about that. I'm not gonna sit here and say I understand how young they go. Yeah. So if they're going like teens, then yeah, that's crazy, right?
They do that, and then they hit
18's legal,
and then they do it at 18.
Listen,
you know what I'm
18's
saying?
legal, 19's legal. I'm not. Listen, I gotta play devil's advocate here because that's the thing, right? Not all women in every society, even some women in ours, are taught to do that, right? So let's say she was 18 and got married to a man that was 30. Would there be a difference?
Yeah. There
What would be the difference? Yeah. He's still way older. Y'all would still call it grooming.
He's not gonna die in a few years though.
So what would be the difference?
It's still grooming and it's still predatory. Yeah. It is. 18 and 30. Nah, that ain't going down. Yeah, first of all, and the thing about it is, I mean, you know, whatever. We're gonna talk about my anecdotal, you know, experience. I've always been marriage minded, but at 18, would I have been mentally equipped or emotionally equipped to be a wife? Absolutely not. Yeah, I should have been in college like I was, reading a book. Like, no, I'm sorry. I didn't have we wasn't in pilgrim times. Okay. We wasn't in Amish country. Like, no, I wasn't going to do that. I needed to be in school. And granted, I wanted to be a wife. I wanted to be a mother. I wanted to be all the things. Great. But no, not at 18.
Yeah, that's you though.
And most girls that I knew wasn't doing that. All the ones that became baby mamas, you know what I'm saying? All their situations happened.
Here goes the not all argument, right?
Yup.
Not all.
Today. So not when you 18 and he's 63.
Right, but you got to look at it. You got to look at it like
Uncle
that.
Ben talking about come see me.
Some women are into Uncle Ben. So what would be the difference if she was 21 and he was 63? That would be a difference?
It would still be weird. It would still be weird. And I
It's
would still
still
look
way
like
too
this.
young, man. Yeah, exactly.
Listen.
It's super cringe. Like I can't. I just.
Now you 30, you know, you a little spicy 30, a little 28. Now you have a little life experience. You sit down, you say you want to be with 50. I'ma still look at you like this. But it ain't that bad because you older now.
You said a
Right.
30-year-old
Not when
woman
you
with a
so
50-year-old
close to
woman,
the-
you look. You said 30 and 50 is where?
No, I'm saying if you're like 28, you're 30, but you're dealing with somebody like 50 or 50, 55.
Why would
You
you
know
even
what I'm
look at that
saying?
like that's crazy? Most
I-
older men that
I'ma-
age go for
I'ma make a
those age
face.
women.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna make a face, but it won't be as bad as when Shorty is 18 or 21 and she dealing with somebody who's almost eligible for Social Security. No,
Listen,
that's
I'm mad at
crazy.
she's buying into her security, right?
Oh Lord,
She
I'm
knows
so
how
glad I
to
was daughters
she
because this is
knows
a lot.
she
This is
knows
a
how to make her she knows how to set up the
Here.
will, make sure she's good. I'm sure she's getting half of everything. She only got a few more years left. That man
Oh.
is not clapping the way he would have back in the day. So she don't even got to worry about all of that no more.
Mingo.
All she got
You
to
need to
worry
cut it out
about.
because that blue
Mingo.
pill be having men feeling like they just found the
Nah,
fountain
the
of
blue
youth,
pill, the blue
okay?
pill,
Yeah.
So
it ain't gonna work. After a certain
they
age, that blue pill is. Hold on, babe. Hold on.
Gallus.
After a certain age, that blue pill don't work.
Who said that?
Trust me, it don't work.
I can testify it does not.
Wait, don't say trust me
So-
because that's chill out.
I mean, I'm not on the blue pill, but I'm just
like,
saying.
why are you
I
saying
know,
trust me though?
I know-
Don't say that.
I know older men that you and they be like, yo, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. You know what I'm
They got
saying?
Cialis. They got them taking testosterone
what they
shots
taking.
and
I don't
stuff.
know.
There's a
I
lot
don't know.
to
I
this
don't know what
now.
they're taking. But
It's a new day and age.
What
Old
you
men
gonna
are
say,
blowing
D?
backs out. Don't sleep. They blowing backs
Hey,
out.
what are you
at
talking
60.
about? You have no idea what
Oh,
old men are doing
Lord.
out there.
What?
So
That just the way you hear what you've heard. I've heard
who
that.
you heard that from? You ain't hanging out with an old man. Yo, this is a husband and wife dispute right here. You ain't hear that from nobody. You
You
cap.
know her.
Listen.
What you gonna say the Cialis and the Viagra not working?
I talk to men. You don't talk to men. I talk to men. They
No,
ain't out
I'm
here.
not. Obviously, I'm
Right,
talking
so
to
if-
women that's saying that
so
they
if
got their
men-
babies blown out.
Hold on, you're missing the
Wait,
point,
Jess.
though. You're missing the point, though.
I'm
If
listening.
if not all men,
Y'all drinking too hard.
if not all men
I'm talking, Jess.
are doing that, if not all men are as you say blowing backs out, and I'm telling you that men are saying it don't work. How are you gonna say that that's the average? You don't know. All you talking to is 2 or 3 women. Chill. But anyways, crazy. I ain't mad at it. She of age. Mrs. Sometimes right, most of the times wrong. So
You a hater. You a hater, yo.
most of the times wrong.
You a hater. We ain't even gonna do this.
Right. Anyways, man, that was a funny topic, yo.
It
Funny
was
topic.
funny. It was funny.
Yeah.
Still
Let's jump into
nasty,
the
but it
next
was funny.
segment. It's not nasty. It's not nasty.
It's nasty.
She an adult.
Not
That
nasty.
particular, it was nasty.
I guess so. Because like you said, if she knew him in school and that was his principal,
That's
It
that
was
was
like
her
she was
principal.
groomed.
Yeah, that's
So he
kind of
peeped
wild.
her back then.
That's grooming.
First of
Right.
all, the
That's-
pulpit ain't even for that, sir. Ain't nobody want to hear about your shenanigans, okay? Talk about
For
come
real.
see me at
PDO
the church. Come see me at the
He ready to
potluck.
pop off for his wife. That's his wife. Chill. Like, yo, like
Better
I'll do the
relax.
same thing for you.
He gonna
I'll
be
do the
hitting that life alert button, mess around. He better cut it out.
All right. At least he got a wife, right? At least he got a wife.
No.
Next.
That's something to be proud about right there.
You know what I'm saying? All right, so in this next segment, we got what did he just say?
What did he just say? What did he just say? What did he just say?
I'm just
But in this
curious, just
instance,
to
what
better
did she just
understand your
say?
ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not
Come
be
on,
engaging
bees.
personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman,
I'm
we're not gonna do this. Literally just
Oh,
you
forget
y'all
our
did it
just
first.
voted to do
Y'all
it.
did it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted
it?
to do it.
Order, order.
I'm trying to get
Okay.
clarification.
Look at calm down. Calm
No,
down.
no, 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 because this
I
is
would
what
like
y'all
to get
do.
through
So
proceedings.
I'm trying
Hey,
to get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not
Y'all wanna
recognized.
play
Miss
games.
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
And you
yelling.
don't want
Calm
me to
down.
Be,
Can
no,
you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a
Mr.
problem.
Chairman.
Bleach blonde, bad built, bleach blonde, bad built, bleach blonde, bad built, butch body.
A what now? A what now?
Sway, the wing makes gone.
Bleach blonde, bad built, bleach blonde.
Yo, listen,
That's a vibe.
man. Y'all
That's a vibe right
so
there.
bad.
Yo.
Oh.
I'm here for it. I'm here for
So,
it.
well, from my understanding, Margie
Tantrum.
Green had mentioned something about her eyelashes and was like, "Oh, you," because
She did.
she had those floppers on, right,
Idiot.
the wing. So she mentioned something about the wings, and she was like, "Yo, you can't see through those lashes." And then homegirl decided to go all black sister on her because ain't nobody gonna outmouth a sister. I'm sorry, y'all. It's not gonna happen. I don't care. This is why I say
Don't go where you're not
I don't even waste
qualified.
my time arguing with women. There's no point in arguing with women because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna lose, especially a black woman.
And you
Sorry,
gonna get
these white
smoked.
women. That white
She
woman stood
roasted her.
no chance.
It was
You know
the
what I'm
allegory
saying?
for me. It was
Because
the
it
allegory
started.
for me.
And she probably, what's so crazy is Margie probably felt like I'm gonna just say it and it was gonna die there, right?
It was just
Like,
gonna
But
go
she ain't
over her head.
realize
It was
who
gonna be
you
like
nothing.
mic
you
drop.
ain't realize who you was dealing with. Like you dealing with a sister with a whole attitude, and she was raised that way to come at your ass. So keep it real.
Listen,
Keep it
she
real. Let's
said,
not act like our sisters is not raised to be the loudest in the room and know how to cut ass when it's
First of
time
all,
to.
that's just we're embedded in that as a culture. Like, don't we roast
The
each other
culture,
as a thing? Like, you grew up like that too. Y'all used to
I
roast each
mean,
other. Okay, so that's just embedded in our culture. So it's like if you gonna come for me, get ready to get roasted. Like, I'm gonna talk about your feet. I'm gonna talk about your mama. I'm gonna talk about your ass, your granny. Anybody can get it. Leave me alone.
I call it an ingrown defense mechanism. That's all it is.
Come on, fingers.
That's all
Ingrown.
it is.
I'm here for it every time.
Sis talked about the eyelashes and she said mic drop. And the other sis, she was like, here's your mic. Beach
crazy,
She was
crazy.
not ready.
Beach blonde, bad
MTG.
bill.
Yeah.
It was the
Oh,
bees.
the only
It was the
thing,
bleach blonde. Hold on, we're gonna catch all these bees. Beach blonde, bad built,
Bad bill.
Built
butch
that.
body.
Woo.
so here's the only thing that
That's a
I
lot
wish,
of
right?
bees. And she ain't say bitch, and not one of them. I was
I
Hold
looking
know.
for
on,
bitch.
hon. Hold on. The only hold on, give me the mic, give me the mic, babe. The only thing that I wish is that, like, she said what she said and she just left it there and dropped the mic.
True.
I'm not, but the bad thing I realize is, and this is why it's so hard, because believe it or not, it's hard for our women to get into spaces because of things like that. And it makes it hard for people to want to work with our women because of that. Just the same thing as it does for black men, right? Anytime you see a black man act a certain way, guaranteed he's not going to be in the spaces like he should have the next time. Or they're going to think twice about getting that person into those spaces.
But here's the thing with that. The part of that explanation is that I feel like is very gaslighting because
What?
you provoked this woman. First of
You're not
all,
a
let's
bear.
remember, please, let's
She provoked and didn't
remember
expect
what
the
this
clap
is, because
back.
I need to lean in the screen a little bit. Let's remember what this is. This is the House Committee, okay?
Hey, back up.
Now,
You
these are leaders, okay?
look like an old grandma up in the screen like, let me tell you what this is.
These are the representatives of our states. Okay, these are our elected officials. Okay, so
You missed what I said though.
But this is what I'm saying.
Missed
Hold
what I
on.
said though.
What I'm saying is the MTG provoked this woman to anger. And that's not okay.
Yeah.
And what Jasmine did, Miss Crockett, okay, did was say, Chair, I just need to understand, because she spoke about, basically in layman's, she spoke about my appearance. So can we now start smoking each other? Because if we're going to smoke each other, I'm going to talk about her bleached blonde, bad built, bush.
Okay. But you're missing what I just said though.
And
You're missing what I just said.
The thing about it is she said it very eloquently.
Hold on. Your mentality, what you're saying right now is what holds Black people back. I don't care how you try to break it down. We do not get looked. It does. We do not get looked at the same as white people. So regardless of whatever you feeling like I should be advertised, the same way you acting right now is the same exact way these women be acting outside, which is the same reason why Black women have such a hard time sitting in spaces. Believe it or not, I sit around executives at work. They don't want to deal with y'all. And it's reasons why they don't want to deal with y'all.
So do you think it's okay to provoke a person? Okay.
I'm not saying that. You just missed the whole point.
So I get what he's saying.
Because
he's saying basically, he's saying
say what
that
you
we don't know
say
when
and
to
drop the
stop.
mic.
We don't know when to stop.
I
Exactly.
Say
drop
what
the
you
mic.
say and drop the mic.
Because that was already well said.
Disrespect her and then fall back. But all of the behind cackle.
She didn't even.
That's uncalled
She was.
for.
They were going back and forth.
She was going back and forth.
Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. Listen to what I'm saying. And I tell this to men all the time. Just because somebody is provoking you does not necessarily mean that you are going to get looked at the same way as them because of your skin complexion. You are not this color. You are this color.
I'm very clear about that.
So I'm not telling you it's right for people to provoke you, but you have to know your limits. Believe it or not, we can't walk into the House of Representatives with dreads and get that same job. So is it fair? Should I just be able to do what I want to do, wear my dreads and be who I want to be because I'm me? No, it doesn't work that way in the real world.
Understandable, but what I'm saying,
it would have been cool if she stated what she stated and just sat back like this while that lady had a whole little hissy fit.
And then people would have been like, oh, yeah, she killed her.
And Mike dropped.
I still would have been like that.
Because
you would have been
even
that
the
way.
back and forth,
because she still roasted her, and it wasn't just that she roasted. She didn't even do it in a full on. I'm talking about this lady. She asked if we were to start doing XYZ. Is that permissible based on your ruling? Because
I'm
of what
to your
the
house,
chair
David.
said.
I don't want to stay home. I don't feel safe. So I'm coming by you, David, for the night.
Okay, David. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's fine. But anyway, you ain't going nowhere.
No one's
But
taking
anyway,
away from what I'm saying.
And that's it. But the thing about it is, those are the microaggressions and macroaggressions that we have to deal with. We have to deal. Hold on, because I feel like you could say we know that, but you don't understand it to the full degree that it goes. Where we have to deal with, you're not only talking about our hair, you want to touch it. You're not only talking about our skin complexion, you're talking about how we maintain our skin. You're talking about the way we dress, how our bodies are shaped. Everything turns into a dissection of how we just exist in the world. So now you have, because there's other women there that have hair extensions, that have eyelash extensions. You're not putting that same energy into those pale-faced women. You're throwing it at a Black woman because you think it's gonna slide.
Why are you saying this to me like I don't know?
But what
You're
I'm saying
this
is
to me like I don't
what I'm saying is what Jasmine Crockett said was not going at full on at her head. What happened was, even as she was
You're
speaking,
missing
and
my
she said,
point.
I'm looking for clarification.
You're
The
missing my
woman
point,
said,
and
kept
what you're
going back
doing.
at her.
You're missing my point, and what you're doing is perpetrating more of the things that hold us back. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. There has to be a stop. And that's the problem. A lot of black women don't have a stop button. So it's like, okay, I said what I said. There's nothing Margie could have said after that would have been anything worse than that roast with the big back, whatever. Jess, you on mute. There's nothing that she could have said that would have been worse than that. So if she would have said that and dropped the mic, because yes, it was an insult for insult. Whatever that white woman said after that, cool, I'll feel back.
Yeah,
People would have gave
agree.
gave her more respect because she fell back. Then trust me, you still got to work with these people. You still got to be in the room with these people. Call it what it is. We wanted to have integration. We didn't want to be separate. So because we have that, there comes a level of decorum that we have to show higher than them. Unfortunately, we shouldn't have to. So forget what we feel, or we should be able to. We can't. I can't do what a white man does. I can't sit up in a white man's space and act like him towards me. Could I throw a shot at him? 100%. If he hits me, I'll hit you back. But I do know that it could be the same level of violence between me and a white man, and I'll probably go to jail. He probably won't. I'll probably give more time than him if we both got locked up. Just because I look like more of an aggressor because I'm bigger and black. So, same thing for our sisters. Same thing for our sisters.
Take the high road, basically, is what you're trying to say.
Michelle Obama said it best, but y'all don't, like, a lot of black women don't get it.
No, it's not that we don't get it, because we've been doing that. And I think that's a part of it where people are not, especially like even what you're saying, are not understanding, is that we've been taking the high road. We've been taking it on the chin. We've been able to code switch and to maneuver within these spaces. But I feel like at this point, and that's why.
He said, David said, is this ladies' night or ladies roasting? Because GMT is roasting tonight, but we'll be roasting from the couch tonight.
It ain't that deep. It ain't never that deep. But what I'm saying is, we've been taking it on the chin, and we've been dealing with these things forever. So I think now the culture is changed, where it's like, we tired. We tired, and we sick and tired. And this is how we gonna roll now. And even though she was going back and forth with her, there's still, as far as the rules of the committee goes, she was still in line. And then not only that she had an advocate, she had the parliamentarian there right next to the chair that was like, it needs to be stricken. What she said was basically, it was inappropriate. Then you had AOC there, I ain't gonna say she's the only, but she's one of the only brown person up in the room who was like, that needs to be stricken. And what she said to me needs to be stricken, because she also insulted her. So this woman, this white woman, is getting away with discrediting, insulting, and using inflammatory remarks to people of color.
She proved that point with her clever comeback, though. She proved that point already with that clever comeback. But what he's trying to say is that is the going back and forth after. That going back and forth, it's like that saying that says, if you argue with a fool, it's going to be two fools arguing. She dropped that mic with that point, because that point showed, yeah, she did something about my parents, and I said something. Now, she didn't even say something directly back about her parents, but she inferred, and that was clever. That was a mic drop. She didn't have to go that catty back and forth, and I think that's what we're talking about. is the back and
'Cause
forth,
that's
back and forth. You could have just left it and then be like, sat back chilling. Because the point was made.
believe it or not, Black women have a reputation. They have a reputation for being hurt. It is what it is. And this is why it's very hard for Black women to aggressively progress as fast as
That
they want
comeback
to.
was still awesome, though.
It was a great comeback. I'm not, yo, son,
Listen.
that could go
And
on for the rest of our
I
lives.
love the bop. There's another
You know what
bop
I'm
for
saying?
it. We love a good bop.
But I mean, listen, her and her bops.
Can
But
you play the bop? Can you play the
oh
bop?
God,
Play the bop.
Bad built butch body. She's a beach blonde, bad built butch body.
oh my
I
God.
was jamming, bro.
I was
You know what
jamming.
I'm saying? But you know, like I said, like I said, Black women have a reputation already. And as much as it's like, yo, we tired. Black men are tired too. We tired too. But we have to be logical when it comes down to stuff. We have no choice. If we want to make it far, how do you think we feel when somebody tells us to cut our hair to get a job? I should be able to wear what I want. I should be able to look how I want, feel how I want. Not real though. It's not the society that we live in. You know what I'm saying? And so, and honestly, the winner makes the rules. Unfortunately, the white man won. So he makes the rules. So no matter how much we turn around and we don't like this, no, it's not saying you can't defend yourself. It's not saying you can't throw a clap back, but you don't have to continue to be that one that's in the room that no one could calm down. Because like, like
She stopped.
after that,
If you watch the whole thing,
after a while she stopped. After a while,
MTG was still going. Miss
no one even heard
Marjorie
her.
was still going.
No one heard her because homegirl was so much louder than her. That's all you heard was just la, la, la. I didn't even hear the words that was coming out of her mouth because we're
She
so
kept telling
used
her
to
to
that.
calm down. She was acting like she was crazy. She was like, "You need to calm down. You need to calm down."
I didn't
Like,
even
don't.
hear all that.
That's
She did.
gaslighting right there, though. She did like
Exactly. Like, don't play in my face and then tell me to calm down. Like, don't do that. And that's the part where it's like, that's the part of the tired. Because we get tired of you playing in our faces with these micro and macro aggressions. And then you want to tell me to calm down? Don't tell me to calm down.
Sometimes we're playing into their setup, though. That so now she could be like, see, you see them crazy black ladies,
That's how they are.
them angry black women.
We don't need to work with them.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't need
Like
to
we're
work
not
with them.
playing into their. We're not gonna play into their stereotype, man.
I think I would have played into it, not gonna lie.
Oh man.
Listen,
I'm
and
sorry. Look, when it
here's
comes
the
to
gag
certain
about that.
things,
Like,
man,
I'm sure you've been in a
just
corporate space where you had to
can't do
like,
it.
you had to figure it out, right? You had to figure out, oh, we about to get a little North Kakalaki. We about to go ham, or I'm gonna keep it corporate, or we gonna have to mix the two. You might get a little dose of the collard greens today with your kale, okay? You might do it. So do you know what I'm saying? Like that's, and I think that's the part of it that honestly I love about us as Black women, as Black people, is that we can switch it up. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been in that space where I've had to gather a supervisor that was playing in my face. And I felt like at that time, they and I was fine with it. I felt like they knew that she know her job. Don't play with her. And one thing that I will always have my union rep. I will have my union rep. I will have the handbook ready.
That's how you do it, though.
But I'm
Exactly
gonna
what you just
give
said
you
is
a
how
little
you do
Tabasco
it.
sauce. I'm gonna give you a little Frank's hot
Yo,
sauce with it, just a little
you
bit.
could, but
And
you
I'm gonna
could
do it
do
a
that,
smile.
right? You could do that.
Okay.
But then, like I said, no one's saying don't clap back to a degree, right? But it should always follow up with some type of structure or strategic measures to allow that never to happen again. Okay, they're in the House, right? They're representatives. They are who they are. They got voted in office. Ain't nobody gonna fire them. But the whole thing is this: where does it stop when the average black chick is at Walmart and she doesn't feel like her customer service is okay from who's serving her?
I'm
And then
calling
she's
the
going
manager.
off. Yeah, but that no one's talking like that. That's what I'm saying. No one's saying I'm calling the manager. They're
Where's your
all on
manager?
some,
Ask it to your
yo,
supervisor.
what's up with this bitch? I'm trying to get these kids clothes and fuck this bitch. I'll steal your shit. Snapping the fingers, the whole neck rolling, and eyes and snatching ghost out the
What the
sky.
heck?
You know what I'm saying? You know the snatching the ghost out the sky. I don't know what they reaching for. All of that go down. All of that go down in just the average situation.
It's always
And
first of
it's
all. It's
no,
never second of all. It's always
I
first.
mean,
because it's
I
first.
feel
This
what
is the
you.
first things first.
I feel what you're saying. I mean, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it depends on the situation. Like,
You
it
ain't like,
depends on what it
"Hey,
is
oh damn.
and what state of mind I'm currently in. It's unfortunate to say, but that's just what it is. I mean, I've been in situations where I would say at work, because I work from home now, but when we're in the office, I've had to, and I think I did it in a respectful way. I didn't use profanity or anything because at the time it was
Hey, we
some
don't do that.
managers. No, I mean, I used profanity, but I didn't at that moment. I addressed it as it should have been addressed. But yeah, no, there were just a couple people in management or supervisors and things that just
You had to gather them. You had to
thought
get
that
them
they were going to
together.
get over on me, and I'm not the one. And I think a lot of
Or the
people
two.
think that, or the two. Can't forget that. Yeah, a lot of people, they because I'm so sweet and nice, I'm chill, they'll just see that as though like, oh, she ain't gonna say nothing. She won't say anything. You sure about that? Sure about that? So yeah, so I've had to put some people in their place for sure. And that was the first and the last time they ever did that. Okay. They didn't do that, but like I said, it I handle those situations, but it just depends, babe. Because when it comes to the disrespect, I understand what you're saying, Mingo, but man, just don't catch me on the wrong. Don't catch me on the wrong day,
Day.
because it
Did I
won't
have my
come out that way.
Starbucks? Did I eat my
There
breakfast?
was this.
Leave me
Look,
I
alone.
wish I
Leave me
could
alone.
find it. I wish I could find it. But there was
Uh.
literally, y'all use that word grooming a lot. There was this literally these, y'all use the word grooming a lot, right? But there was this dancing class. Not a dancing class, it was like something. Where they was just a bunch of little girls, they had no more than 5 years old, and they was lined up, and this woman was recording them, and she was trying to teach them how to give the black girl attitude. So every girl that went through, she snapped her fingers, rolled her neck, and then moved on to the next girl. Then the next. So it was like coaching them to be that girl. To be the girl that's gonna give attitude. That's gonna know how to roll her neck, flip her eyes, snap her weave back, all types of wildness. They gave that. And why are we teaching our little girls how to handle situations like that, other than to being able to say, I'm gonna call the manager? I'm gonna right. Why are we not growing them up like that? Why are we not teaching them that? Yeah, where's your supervisor? I need to talk. You know what? I'm gonna, you know what happens at my job? You know what happens at my job when these white women are dissatisfied? They put in what we call an ECAF. They call the Better Business Bureau on us. They make sure that we come correct and that we get to the bottom of their problems.
I did that.
They don't play with us.
Listen, and not for nothing, I will attest that I have taken a page from the Becky notebook when it comes to things like that. I will definitely 100%. I will write an email. I will put in an inquiry in a minute. Don't play with me. Oh, I'm dissatisfied. I'm dissatisfied with the conduct. I'm going in. Okay. So I will say that. But what I will do is let you know in person as well. Cause I'm gonna talk about the other it happened a few about a month ago or something. I went down to the Cold
You ain't
Stone,
tell me
right?
about this, because I tell you not to do that in public.
Hold on, let me just tell you what you don't even know what happened. See, hold on. I went down to the Cold Stone, right? And they was fixing my serving. Cause you know I love ice cream. So they fixing my serving. And the lady went to the gentleman that was helping me and was telling him to take off some of the ice cream that he was putting on. But he was already mixing it and he got stuck. He didn't know what to do. So I'm standing there and I'm just like, are you going to finish making my ice cream? So he continues, right? He took some of the ice cream off and he continues. So I said, is everything okay? Because I'm just confused as to what just happened. So she comes up to me and she says, oh, well, um, like we're supposed to only dish a certain amount and he wasn't doing that. So I had to have him take off some of the ice cream. I said, okay, well, I'm just a little confused because that's never been an issue before. I frequent here. And she's like, well, I just feel like she was going really, it was real snarky and real, like she wanted some smoke. And I was on the phone at the time. And I tell my friend to hold on. And once he was finished, because I said, please add some more ice cream to my thing. In fact, make it a bigger size. Just make it a bigger size. Just go up the size at this point because I don't like what you just gave me. So he finishes my order and I let her know. I said, listen, I said, for you to come to me and bring an issue of what is supposed to be portioned out was unprofessional, inappropriate. You should have spoke to only your employee about that for something that he could change in the future. You should not come to me and let me know or tell me that, oh, you're not supposed to get that much ice cream. And that's against like, girl, that's a
So I mean,
company issue.
at the end of the day,
And
you handle that
and
right.
I made an
But
inquiry
that's
indeed
but that's what
as
I'm
well.
saying. At the end of the day, you handle that right, right? You wasn't loud, you wasn't belligerent, you wasn't snapping your
Oh,
fingers and rolling your neck and like,
well, I did.
bitch, I need my ice cream. Look, you ain't do that. So then with the neck, right?
There
You know
was
what
a
I'm
little
saying?
neck.
I'll be sitting there
And I
dodging
said,
bullets.
hold on.
So,
Listen, ma'am,
so
I'm professional. No tip.
right, but that's what I'm saying. That's the way you handle conflict at any type of business that you're at. I go through things at my job as well, but I have to make sure I can't just be there and like this person made me mad, whether it's a colleague or whether it's my superior or whatever. I can't move like that. I did that one time in New York. I got reprimanded for that. So I know better now because I had to learn, grow as a man. Can't just be blackety black everywhere I go. Super loud and aggressive and letting everybody know because I get looked at as the aggressor no matter what. No matter what. Whether I was right or wrong. And the same thing with black women. You guys get looked at the aggressors as well. Y'all ain't no different than us, the way the world looks at us. We are a monolith to this world. We are all the same. Black people are black people, white people are white people, and they're gonna treat us like that. So that's all I'm saying. It's not the fact of don't clap back, or don't speak up for yourself, or don't defend yourself, or don't say nothing and just sit there in the corner and cower. I'm not telling you to do that. What I'm saying is learn how to deal with conflict the correct way. Make a complaint, go to HR, go to the managers, do whatever it is. But you don't gotta be the one that's gonna give the black girl attitude or the angry black man's aggression just because that's how you was raised. It's not right. Anyways, this was a great show, y'all. This was a great show. So, I'm gonna end it here, but any final thoughts on the topics?
Well, I did want to say your skin looked real clear. I wonder why.
Ooh, I greased up with that T. Henley. Check it out, y'all. Hit this link in my description. You will get 40% off your first order and 20% off for a lifetime after. Tiege Henley is doing wonders to my skin. You see it's clear. The light is shining off of it
Like
the
a
right way.
baby's butt.
And this is, yeah. And this is the PM moisturizer I got. I took a shower. I washed my face. And I got the PM moisturizer. Wash your face, fellas.
You're mad
It's
annoying.
important. Skincare routine is important. Get with it, y'all. Tiege Henley, click the link in the description. Stop playing. Get your box. Hit me up. Let me know that you using this Tiege Henley, man. We work this out together, all right? Y'all, anyways, please, everyone have a good night. Ladies, any final thoughts? Oh, y'all good? Y'all good? Y'all good?
Follow me on IG, Dion MUA. Period.
Mind Your Mind with Just
And
Justified on YouTube.
on YouTube, D-May Moore.
On YouTube and Instagram.
There we go. There we go. All right, y'all. This was a good show. This was a good show. Until the next time, I will see y'all next Sunday. Please stay tuned for Meet to Marry. So listen, if you want to be on the show, just make sure you hit me up. Let me know what's up. I will get you on the show. You will meet the women or fella of your dreams. Anyways, stay tuned, y'all. Meet to Marry. Love y'all. See y'all on the next one. Peace.